following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness, the show that covers you in the delicious warmth of that Hallmark maple syrup. I'm Joe, and with me as always, she's back after spending a week lurking in a neighbour's back garden, mistaking it for a campsite. It's Barney.
And going, woo! Be the goat!
Okay, and she's just sold all her worldly possessions and moved into a commune after a bar of chocolate told her to do it. It's Katie.
All my best life decisions have been because of chocolate.
I'm going to buy Ferrero Rochers and just give Joe cash and then put them all back and give them. These have been tampered. If you would like to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness gossip, you can follow us on Twitter at Hallmark of Great, all one word, or we are on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark Greatness. If you want to pick a film, because Lord knows we need some sort of divine guidance at this point. We just seem to be in a rut of terrible ones at the moment. You can shoot us an email over at hallmarkofgreatness@gmail.com. How are we doing? Well, everyone, okay. Just ropes, isn't it?
Fast turnaround this evening, but I'm alright, I'm good.
Yeah, we're recording this a lot later in the week than we normally do. Luckily, I may have the day off work tomorrow, so I can stay up late to finish editing this and the 3 other shows that I've had to do.
What do you mean you may have day off?
I asked for it off this morning because there's post-strike tomorrow, isn't there, on Friday?
Oh, right, yeah.
And last week when there was a post-strike, nothing happened. I sat there for 7.5 hours. I watched a lot of films. I didn't watch any films. And for 2 days of it, so I sent an email saying, I know it's short notice, but can I have tomorrow and Friday off? I've put them on the planner. Can you get back to me and let us know and approve them? Got an email back from my boss saying, I'd like to say yes, as it's the postal strike. Would you be available if a load of post comes in? And I was like, there isn't any post coming in. There's a strike.
No.
We're right near the sorting office, and we got 200 envelopes last time there was a post strike because we had to go and pick it up. I didn't because I'm not a scab. But so I was like, it takes me an hour to get into work. So by the time if all this post has arrived, and last time I checked, it's not been approved. So do I just not go in and then think, oh well, he said yes, I've still got the email, or do I go in and then come home?
I'd say don't go in.
That's what I'm leaning towards, to be honest.
Don't go in, and then if they say come in, then you come in, can't you?
Anyway, I'm going to cut all that out now. Because we are leaning into this week's film, picked by Katie. I'm going to dob you in.
It sounded good from the title alone.
2012's I Married Who?
That's a good title.
That's the best bit of emoting in this film. Barney, your synopsis, please, for I Married Who?
Who? Vanessa Smith marries her college sweetheart Jeremy Jones in a small, intimate ceremony. All is good until the local news channel starts reporting on missing girls. The perp seems very much like her husband, and so Vanessa begins the quest to uncover who Jeremy really is. Her life starts to fall apart as she realises Jeremy is not all he says he is.
That's not funny. That's like the Bone Collector or something.
I do it as, here's the title, go for it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot about the film title.
And you can't all be as funny as James with his synopsis or whatever it's called.
He's loving the synopsis-atron. We've just had some new material to feed into it. It's good. I'm not reading the synopsis out for this because it's too long. But the premise...
the whole film.
Is the whole film. But the premise of the film is that a woman is about to get married. She goes to Vegas with her 2 obnoxious friends, gets drunk, marries a film star. Then what happens?
Yeah, that's basically the film.
Let's get into this. I hated this.
I didn't know if there was a jingle there, so I just
I was thinking, is there a jingle? We are introduced to Kellie Martin, who plays Jordan, who is marrying non-union Martin Clunes. Is he called Peter? Alan?
I don't know, he's just called Prick all the way fine. Because he's an absolute arsehole.
I didn't even do facts on him, so I don't know what his name is.
It's fine. Yeah, anyway, we're going to call him non-union Martin Clunes, who is Mr. Business. They live in Business City.
And doing all the business.
And he's doing a deal so he can become partner. I think he has to do the merger to get partnership. And she's like, well, I'm going on my hen do bachelorette party for the Americans.
Vegas Baby is
Oh.
mentioned within 30 seconds of this film starting.
I fucking hate that woman.
Hillary
Claire?
Duff. Non-union
Hillary Duff. Oh, anyone that says Vegas Baby, I automatically just sort of fucking hate.
Well, I said I text you guys and I put the film on. That happened within 30 seconds. I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. Turned it off again. Like,
Where's the gin? Yeah, it's just, she's the first of her female friends to be married, despite being 40. Not that there's any shame in that, women and men.
Well, her female friends, she goes on this bachelorette party with 3 friends.
2 friends.
2 friends, sorry. So she's
Me
the
including
third.
it. Yeah,
She's her own friend.
I mean, we're jumping ahead, but they just sit at a table and like.
If you ain't gonna love yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go fly all the way to Vegas to sit in what appears to be quite a sketchy bar. And like dance to shit Euro dance music. Well, not even dance, sit down chair dancing.
Sit down chair dancing. So the fiance is clearly a dick because he says, "You're not going to drink, are you?"
Yeah, you know what happens when you drink? You might leave me because I'm such a controlling, gaslighting arsehole.
And she goes, "Oh no, I'll be boring, predictable me." I'm like, oh, what a sad
Why would
little life, Jane.
Why would I want to do anything fun when I can just be an automaton that's just here to service you? Here's your mother's ring in case I lose it. Or...
No, he takes it off her.
That's what I'm saying. He says, "Can you give it me back? I don't want you to lose it." I'm like, I'd have said, No, I'm taking it with me. And then I'd have put it all on 7 on the roulette table. And then gone, you're gonna have to work extra hard in that Cornish town now, aren't you, Doc Martin?
Yeah, better get that partner now.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Business boy. They sit there, her friends are, I like the fact that both her friends go, he is a prick though, isn't it? To her, like, are you sure you want to marry him? And she's like, oh yeah, I kind of like him.
He'll go back to normal after his promotion. Is it?
That's what they all say, don't it? Yeah. No, I don't want to get into domestic abuse, but.
And then I like the sad single friend comment, which was like, well, best thing about being single is nobody cares what I do. Oh.
I mean, I'm married and nobody cares what I do.
No, I know.
It's just life, isn't it? They order... All right, and I'm fairly sure the bars can't do this. They can't here anyway. A friend orders a daiquiri. Is it a daiquiri she orders?
Is it something like that? Pina colada or something?
Pina colada. Because she says it weird and it made me want to punch her even more. And she goes, I'll have a virgin pina colada, which is just pineapple juice, isn't it? And cream.
Coconut, yeah.
Yeah.
And
like drinking shampoo.
Part was the waitress was like, do you want it in a regular glass or a yard? Like, there's no in between.
I think she said a pint or a yard. I'm like, who's offering pints of pina colada? My dad. That's who, isn't it? Or you. Yeah. And her friend's like, I'll have another one of these. But she orders hers virgin. And then she goes, can I have her rum in mine? And I was like, no it's 2 different prices. And also, you can't overserve people in America. They're very conscious of that. I've watched a lot of Bar Rescue. So the waitress goes to the bar and gets those big things you get in the cinema.
The big straws.
Frost blaster thing. Ice blasters.
Ice blast, yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, 2 straws in the one with booze, 1 in the virgin one. Carries them back on a tray. Just use your hands, love. And then gets confused and gives them the wrong ones. And none of them can tell which one's got rum in it and which one hasn't.
She's like, oh, this is nice. I'm like, if you haven't had alcohol since you were 17 or whatever she said, you'd know.
You can taste
with
it.
The taste of that.
Also, it's Vegas. I'm imagining it's the cheapest, burniest rum they have. But her stupid Hillary Duff friend, oh, you should try the one with the booze in it. You're not even drinking booze, you daft cow. Blah. At this point,
she's leathered now off her.
Matt Swift comes in, who apparently is Matt Swift.
It took me a long time to realise it was Swift, not Smith. In my head, I'm just imagining Doctor Who.
Not Doctor Who anymore.
No, he's now...
sexy blonde man.
Sexy dragon boy, yeah. Sexy
Demon.
Dragon.
Demon,
that's
good.
It, yeah.
He is good.
Demon. I just can't get into it.
Nobody else seems to care that he's celebrity. So
a Hollywood celebrity who has a film coming out soon. They all know him. Fucking Hillary Blonde nearly slides off a chair. She's that excited. Right? And she's like, I don't care. It's celebrity. And I'm like, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
And they're all winking and like showing a tit to him and stuff. And she's just like, why are we doing this?
She's just starting to dance because she's drunk after 2 sips of that virgin Clado.
But it did have mostly
double
rum
the
in
rum.
it.
Double the rum.
We cut to
So-
next morning, her in a hotel room, asleep on the couch. You can tell it's been a wild night because she's wearing a domino mask and there's a plastic sword on the table.
And-
I've had blackout drunk evenings and I've just never woke up with random shit in my house like that.
You've never woken up with a traffic cone or anything like that?
No, I'm not a thief by nature.
No.
I covered the house
My
with flowers that time.
Yeah, I have no memory of Friday, Barney. Like, I'm holding you fully responsible for that.
I don't know
But-
why. Everyone makes margaritas in a measuring jug.
Yeah, but they measure it. They don't just go, "What? That's a receptacle to hold liquid in." She wakes up and she's like, "Oh, my head's killing. What's happened?" And then in the background you hear, "Huh, do you want some aspirin?" And she turns around and Matt Swift's there in his. Has he got clothes on? I'm going to say he's got
Swiftiest
clothes on.
outfit. Has he got a towel on?
Probably. It's just so we can show his top off, innit? And she's like, "Oh my God, we didn't do anything." And he was like, No, we didn't do anything. You couldn't remember your hotel room because you were that leathered. We went out drinking, and then you ended up sleeping here because you couldn't go home. And she's like, "Oh, thank God." And he's like, No, it's fine. Have some breakfast. Room service arrives. He does that cool giving him money with a handshake thing. And then they're eating breakfast, and he goes, "Oh, also, you're my wife now. You're my wife now."
You're my wife now, damn.
He goes through all the things that they did. We saw a Journey cover band. We
I
won
love
some
Journey.
money in the Vegas scenes. Oh, and I can't think of a single game.
Roulette, I think it was. He
I think
said,
it was roulette. Yeah.
or craps.
And-
It was craps because he said she kept kissing the dice.
Oh, that's it. So yeah, Journey cover band,
Craps.
Oh, and we got married, and he doesn't seem bothered at all. He's like, "Yeah, we got married, yeah." And then
He's a Hollywood guy. He probably does this stuff all the time. He's probably been married 40 times to different women.
just
And she's
know
like,
it.
"What? No, I
And
wouldn't."
she realizes that her hand's been weighed down by this massive fuck off diamond.
Yeah. Which, right, now, I've done weird stuff when I'm drunk to like try and impress women. I've never bought them a diamond ring.
You're not
I've
a
tried to climb
celebrity,
up
though.
scaffolding, like I've tried to eat glass. But yeah, it's just like, I'm not. But like, I've never gone, I'm going to spend a fortune on again, alcohol makes fools of us all, I guess. But so she's like, "Well, we have to get this sorted. We can't, I can't be married. I'm getting married." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, to Martin Clunes. You mentioned it." And she, "Where are my friends?" "Oh, they left you and went off partying with someone else." I was like,
I
Dad,
know.
if your mate's drunk, you make sure they get home.
Yep.
Especially
Maybe-
Hilary Duff, because she wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
See, question: you can't get that drunk on a yard of pina colada, surely? So she must have
This
been
sounds like a
ordering-
scientific experiment we have to do.
I can't drink pina colada because I will
Yeah.
die of pineapple poisoning.
Oh.
You
We'll have
guys
to
can,
find... Okay,
I-
that's...
Yeah, but we will.
Live
We will.
stream
you
it,
can,
yeah.
You can have a different drink.
but you couldn't have got blackout drunk from a yard of pina colada. So she must have been back to the bar and ordering more drinks. The barmaid wouldn't have got it wrong every single time.
Yeah, I assumed that she kind of got a bit leery and decided to carry on drinking. That was
Or
my-
her friends thought it was funny and kept plying her with drinks. Which, in this case, they are not
Bitch.
your friends. Yeah. So he's
Well,
like,
that's-
no, it's fine.
isn't
We
it?
can get it. We can get it annulled. It's fine. We've not done anything in God's eyes.
I'll get my.
Just over the clothes stuff. He says, "I'll get my guy on it." What's he called? Eric?
He's another.
I'm
dick.
terrible with names. His
Yeah.
his agent, anyway. He'll deal with it all. It's a piece of piss. 2 days max. And she goes, "Oh, thank fuck for that. By the way, I'm keeping this ring. Bye." And then they fly back. Martin Clunes is so controlling, he picks her up at the airport. Like,
like.
But he makes
It's
it sound
horrible
like
to
it's
his
a
friend-
huge
her friends.
chore that he's having
Yeah.
to get her. It's like, well, just
Like-
let her get a taxi.
there's 3 of them in a taxi. Split the fare. It's a piece of piss, isn't it? And he's like, "Oh, here's the ring back, and now we can get married." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, of course we can." Doesn't tell him.
No, which is a dickhead move as well.
And then, basically, the next hour of this film is her going, "Hello, have you annulled this wedding yet?" The agent going, "Oh, we're just going to do it in a minute." "Oh, okay then." That's it. That's
They wanna-
literally the next.
Yep, they want to keep them married because it's generated a load of media, and his new film is like, woo, hit the box office and made.
What's his
loads.
new film called?
Rookie Cup.
Yes. It's mate. There's a little trailer for it and everything
I
where
know.
it's just
His
him
hat
dropping
falls
a,
off.
yeah. I was like, it's like Police Academy. If Police Academy was born near Chernobyl, it's real
Yeah.
bad. And he's
So-
like,
the Vegas people sell the pictures of them getting married?
Someone in the hotel apparently
Oh, okay.
saw. We never saw this person before,
No.
and we never see him again. But
We
he's on
just
the
see it
phone
on the
going.
newspaper when Martin Clune slams it down. Going,
Yeah, he's on
"You got
the
married?"
phone going. Well, so and so's offering more than that, and then he sells the story, and then a couple of days later he comes in. He comes into a place of work, and like has to fucking go at her at work, and again that's not on either.
It was so
Right.
funny when she's walking through the work though, and they're all giving her like thumbs up and winks,
Right.
and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She checks the teeth. and
Swift
then
is
he
better than
comes in.
Clunes.
Yeah.
I mean, get that on a t-shirt. Also, who was her boss? Because it felt like he either put money into the film or was an old actor who was suffering from some sort of brain problem. Because he
Or
was
both.
not a good actor. And he's like, but the fact that he comes in, yells at her in front of everyone, like, makes her feel this big. Which, again, I understand it. If I was marrying, well, I'll put this out to you, Barney, you're married. If this was this way round, like, you would have told, wouldn't you? You would have said, this happened, I got leathered. Nothing happened, I'm just married. It's getting sorted, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal people would. Because, you know...
Because otherwise you wouldn't be marrying that person.
Yeah, because you clearly don't trust them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
knew you'd
you'd have been like, I want...
react like this. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So you should have known at that point that he's not a good person. Because if you can't tell him that you made a stupid mistake while leathered on rum, then that's not the person you want to spend your life with, is it? Because it's not going to be the last time it happens. Not the marrying part, but the me getting drunk on rum and trying to buy a speedboat or whatever.
I do think they kind of insinuate that she did it because
she wasn't happy.
She wasn't happy in the relationship.
To be fair, neither of them are nice people.
No.
She's not great because she's just like, I am bored and stuff. It's like, well, you clearly don't want to be. You want to break out with the cage, the rusty cage that they put you in.
I know, and like, so she has to. One of the things is she chases him by going to his premiere. What is wrong with my words this evening? His premiere.
Premiere.
Premiere. All right, Moira.
The red carpet event he is at.
First screening.
The first screening. So she like mobs him there and like, oh, you've not annulled this shit. and then he's like, well, you're right, maybe we haven't, but do you want to come see a movie? And then so she takes his arm in front of all the paparazzi and goes and sees a movie with him. And like, well, that's not going to go down well, is it?
No.
And like, I mean, I imagine it was very fun. I would definitely do the same, but not if I actually wanted to get married to this other person.
Hilary Duff uses this also trying to help her mate out to chat up a security guard.
She's like the classic sort of like, oh, is that a gun? Oh, is that a bulletproof vest?
Do you work out?
Yeah.
Is that your penis? Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know how women flirt.
If he's distracted by that.
She just hops the rail as well. Like she would have been tackled to the ground.
Yeah.
There again, it is only Matt Swift at the premiere of Rookie Cop. Yeah, and then this whole thing of them, right? Because at this point, Matt was like, his agent has said to him, "We'll keep it going for a little bit." He says it's taking a bit of time to come through. It's still going on, and Matt's like, "Oh, okay then, as long as it's still happening." Because that's the big, let me explain at the end, isn't it? And so he's like, well, it's still going to, there's no reason we can't have fun with it. Like, you get to come to a premiere and I get the bump in the, readings or whatever. I don't know.
It's such a terrible film.
But then, she finds out that it's not being annulled or it's taking too long because she phones up. Some ginger lass keeps doing bits where she gives her the phone number for the fan club. Which was quite funny, but also no, because you would have just phoned back and said, "No, listen,
you would have kept mithering her, wouldn't you? If you really wanted to be annulled, you'd just keep ringing.
Because later on, everyone's mithering everyone on the phone constantly, aren't they?
Yeah.
She goes to the set and gets let in by this security guard who's big in his roll-up. Not the same security guard as Mr. Muscles. Different one.
No.
And he goes, "Oh, come in, Mrs. Swift. Go down there. You've got your own parking space." Why would she have her own parking space?
Because she's the wife of Swift.
She gets there. He's shooting what I can only assume is Godfather Part 9. The shittening. And she's,
see here, do you see?
"Hey, Mikey Potatoes, what are you doing over there?" It's absolute dog shit. She gets to sit and watch this thing being made.
This 2 seconds speech. That's it. That's all the film.
And then goes over to him and goes, "You want to retake that because you were a bit wooden or whatever." And he, on her advice, gets this multi-million-pound film. Well, I think they make 6 million, don't they, in the end, which turns out isn't a lot. But as we know about films, gets them all to come back to reshoot this one scene where he's having to go at Mickey Potatoes. And I was like, it wouldn't happen. The director would be like, "No, we've got it in the can, mate."
Well,
I
he
think
did try.
the implication is that like he never gets told anything negative anymore, and so she actually says something that's like criticism.
Okay.
So this is why he later kind of says he falls in love with her, because he's surrounded by yes men, and
Right,
she actually
okay.
gives a
He
bit
just
of
goes,
like
Actually, mate, you shit.
honest feedback. That was a bit stiff. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
that's what Hilary Swank said.
Ming.
It's
She
just
like-
an anagram. It's an anagram of
Is she called-
wanks.
Is she called Justine in Superstore? Where she's always like, "Oh, well, when I do this," they'll go, "Yeah, sure, you did."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, her that marries
Oh, I know who you mean.
Sandra's husband.
No, that's
Oh,
Carol.
the little blonde lady. Yes. Nobody wants to go to your wine evenings.
Yep, that's very good.
If you haven't watched it, watch Superstore. It's great. It's better than this shite.
Yeah.
So yeah, after this,
Very
she's like
superstar.
she keeps hanging around at the studio, and Martin Clunes finds out about it because he sees
her.
He follows her. She drives in. He then pretends to be a lawyer to get in, and this security guard is shit again. Lets him in. He's filming another scene for Godfather 9, The Shining, and Martin Clunes comes in and just pops him on the nose and then walks off. And I was like, all right, have fun in prison. You've just punched Matt Swift in the face. Teen heartthrob.
Again, he would have been tackled to the ground.
Yes. I don't know much, but I think movie lots are very hard to get onto.
Yes.
It becomes harder to get onto after that situation.
Only because the director's like, you can't go punching Matt Swift in the face.
Look at his face. How are we going to cover that with makeup now?
Well, he says we'll have to wait for the swelling to go down. Matt Swift, always a professional. We'll have to wait till the swelling go down, otherwise it won't match, he says. And I was like, Jordan goes round to... she's still like, we're going to get married. She's like, doesn't know about this yet. She goes round to Martin Clunes' house with boxes of stuff because she's moving into his house.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, great, you've brought towels and sheets. I don't know if you know this, but I've already got towels and sheets." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're a bloke, mate. You've got that one towel that you use for everything that never dries."
She's overly excited for her closet separators.
To be fair, I was like, I've reached that point in my life where I want those.
I've got one. I got one recently.
It's just easier then, isn't it? Stuff's where you want it to be.
Things in.
Yeah. And he's like, "I don't want your fucking towels in my house.
In my linen closet.
You harlot. I saw you at the thingy." And she went, "I'm there to try and sort this out to get the annulment." And he's like, "Get out of here!"
And take your sheets with you.
Yeah.
I do like it because she's like, "Is something the matter? Have I done something? Other than the obvious?"
What she should have done is had a pina colada and then gone round.
Yeah. Cut holes in the sheets and gone, "Ooh, I am the ghost. I am the ghost of Caroline Quentin." Ooh. Even though she's not dead. So, yeah, she's like, "Oh, well, all right, fuck yous." Her friend Hilary Swank is still like, no, there's no point throwing 8 years away just over this. And I was like, mate, this has shown you everything you need. This is not to use the buzzword of red flags, but this is every fucking red flag in the book. Like, because he can't control you, it's your fault. In the bin with you, Clunes.
Absolutely.
At this point, I think
Is this when she speaks to Matt Smith and they're like, "Well, why don't we go to my parents' house?"
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet ya.
That was weird. I didn't get that
like,
bit.
All right,
I need to decompress from the paparazzis, so let's go to my parents' house.
Yep. Also, Hilary Swank was well into it when it was her friend being photographed, but as soon as they caught her walking around in the nude, it's too much for her, innit?
Nude in
No
a shower
sympathy.
cap.
No sympathy for these people.
Nope.
And then, they go and spend the weekend with these horrible, horrible white people. And then they come back, and then they were like, "Oh, my mum loves you." Right?
Of course she does.
Yeah, it's an
It's all
old
that
lady.
mums,
Oh,
that's
they
what
kiss
do.
in the pool, don't they, as well? So She can't swim, so he
Oh,
jumps in the
yeah.
pool fully clothed, and then convinces her to jump in the pool, which she does to be fair, she does like a lead balloon. She just jumps like
Yeah.
pencil drops into it.
Yeah, was that to show that they're both like free spirits now, like Dharma and Greg shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was the equivalent of, so like last week we had the sexy maple syrup making taffy, and this week was the sexy learning to swim.
It's all fluids. Yeah.
I was like, just jump in the shallow end. You don't need to learn to
Because
swim.
you'd break
Put
your
your
legs,
feet on the
wouldn't
bottom.
you?
I don't think like little pools like that have a shallow end, so you can swim properly lengths in them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anyone rich enough to have a pool. So, but yeah, and they come back. He's playing Wii tennis with his agent for some fucking reason, and it's the Paul Blart Mall cop, rookie cop. It's doing great numbers, and he's the talk of the town, and he's like, oh, well, what about that indie film I wanted to do? And his agent's like, no, you need to make a franchise of this. Rookie Cop 2, Rookie Harder.
Blue.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess you've got my best interest in heart. How's that annulment going on? And he's like, yeah, it's still going on, wink. Hilary Swank's boyfriend security guard is a screenwriter. That pays off a little bit later, I've just remembered. And then, like, I think this is where it starts getting interesting at this point, because Jordan goes for breakfast/coffee with Martin Clunes, and he's like, I'm so busy, I've ordered food for all of us. And I was like, I don't know. I'll order my own food, thanks. I'll just sit on that other table and not talk to you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, I'm sorry. Is this worth throwing 8 years away? And he just goes, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's like,
Can I
really blunt. Yes.
Can I have my ring back, please? And she goes, okay. And I was like,
That's that.
I wouldn't be sad. I'd be like, I dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Man's a fool.
Yes, it is.
And then this is where they start doing like the romantic stuff, like because they keep getting followed. They go and have junk food.
Yeah, they put on hats to hide from the paparazzi.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to wear a baseball hat and
Or
sunglasses.
a jaunty fedora if you're her.
Yeah.
And they're eating junk food, and they get mini corn dogs, and then I got hungry, so I had to pause it and go and make a pot noodle. It's not the
She doesn't
same.
eat the mini corn dogs though. They go off and do.
Well, she goes back to get them.
It arrives and they're like, air hockey? I'm like, no, you eat.
Competitive air hockey isn't all
It's like
air
competitive air hockey. It's not even it's not even the Pac-Man one, where all the millions of little ones come out.
I know!
You fire them off, and it hits the local tough kid in a puffer jacket. Yeah.
But she claims she's like, oh no, I've never played air hockey before, and then she kicks his ass.
Yeah, in an awful scene. While they're playing air hockey, someone goes, hang on, that looks like Matt Swift. The paparazzi appear, they run out the back, block the fire escape with a bin, which, again, reckless behaviour. They then hide in a urine-soaked alley. The paparazzi go, which way did they go? And then she goes back in to get the corn dogs, which is understandable. That's the one thing I liked about this film, was the woman's dedication to food.
The food. And we actually saw her eating it too.
Yeah.
We don't normally see that.
I missed all of this and I've watched it twice.
Oh.
Watched it twice?
I always watch them twice because I
you
forget
hate
everything.
yourself?
I do hate myself.
Watch it once at normal speed, and then if you have to for note purposes, watch it at twice speed. Like it's no ever reason to watch them twice at normal speed.
I know. I watched it faster both times.
Speed of light. And then yes, she finds out. She goes to see the agent and says, "Look, why is this annulment taking so long?" And he basically lies and says, "No, Matt Swift said to keep it together because it's helping his career," which isn't really what happened. At the start, he was okay with it, but as it went along, he became more and more uncomfortable.
Does Eric not tell Swift that this is why he's done it and they haven't been annulled? And Swift's like, you're a shithead, you're fired.
Yeah.
And then Eric goes,
then he
we're in
phones her, doesn't
contract.
he?
So then he rings her and tells her the truth. And then that's their let me explain moment. Because if Matt Swift would have just rang her and said, by the way, this has happened, it's nothing to do with you.
I remember now, yeah. Because then Ian goes round, he knocks on the door and goes, and she just goes, lets him come in, like stands back, like, just shut the door, Wolf.
Yeah.
You don't have to let him in. He's not a vampire. He's an emotional leech. He comes in and he's like, look, like at the start, I was like, keep it going for a little bit.
I went along with what my manager told me.
Because I thought he was my friend. I thought he had his best interest in heart. What he should have said was, much like your friends, though, he fucked me over.
Yeah.
But no, he doesn't, does he? And she's like, you need to leave. I need to go and cry on the couch near a cushion and eat white stuff out of a bowl.
You have lost my trust.
The universal symbol for sad lady.
Yeah. And so she rejects him and says, no, definitely not. And then he does an interview for the Rookie
He
Cop
rings her
thing.
first and leaves a
He
message on
rings
the
her,
answer phone.
and because her mum's been like, I've never seen you happier and all this jazz. And then the phone rings. She lets it go to voicemail. She also does that at work, and you can't do that at work. There's no caller ID on that phone. I know who that is. It could be someone trying to buy a house, love. You don't know. You're fucking psychic now, are you? And he does this thing saying, look, I never meant it, blah, blah, blah. I know you're in the house because I'm stood outside.
So
Bit
come
weird.
outside in 5 seconds or I'll never bother you again.
And then he does 1, 2, 2. Like,
2.5.
yeah.
3 3/4.
And then like she doesn't come out and she's like sad, and he drives off.
And then he does that.
Then he does the interview and he's like, yeah, there's times when you make mistakes. There's times when you think people are going to help you and all this jazz. And she's like, oh my God, he's talking about me. It's always about you, isn't it, Brenda? Jordan. And her friend's like, fucking, what's she called? Hilary Swank's like, go to him. It's like, who are you? So she runs out and then she goes, put some clothes on first. So she puts like a hoodie on.
She puts a blazer on over her pajamas.
Still in pajamas. Just put some clothes on.
Like, you don't have to, there's no time limit. You can just go get changed.
She needs
This
to
is
go
a classic.
now.
This is a
Come
classic
now.
example of Hallmark films as well, where they leave the camera running after the scene's finished and go, improv a little bit. Because there's a lot of, oh, that's not what I expected. Or, she still got her pajamas on. Like, that's the joke explained to you in case you weren't paying attention. She goes to the movie set, has to sneak onto the movie set in a very convoluted and boring way.
Because the security guard who let Martin Clune
Hates her now.
hates. Well, if you're not on the list, you're not getting in because it's
Which is
his
his
job,
job, mate, yeah.
Which is should have done in the first place.
So she does sneaky past.
She sneaks on behind a bin or something, I can't remember. He goes, oh, you woman. He chases her, there's like a bit of pratfalling stuff. And then Matt Swift is like, oh no, I love you, always have. Let's do
And he
deep.
turned Irish all of a sudden.
Let's do deep kissing. Okay, yeah. Cuts to a year. They've been annulled. And it cuts to like a year later or whatever, and they're getting remarried for a Hollywood wedding. Looks incredibly cheap.
I think that was meant to show that he's all humble now because he's with
Ah,
her.
do you reckon they just didn't have? I thought we haven't got the budget.
I thought it was because they didn't have the budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to be in the story there.
Yeah.
The last, and then that ends. They do a deep kiss, and it ends. As far as I'm aware,
I felt like it should have like gone in on like a heart close up, and then they do a little wink to the camera, and then that's that. That's how I felt it should have ended.
But no, it doesn't. It just ends.
Star wipe and out.
I didn't mind this from like 50 minutes onwards. Because the first half of this film is just them repeating that same, have you got divorced? No. Okay. Antics. And then as soon as Martin Clunes fucks off, it's like, okay, this is like a sort of standard Hallmark film of, I've got a secret over you, but I can't tell you because then you'll leave me. Oh, the secret's come out. I forgive you. Let's kiss. You know, I'm fine. So it just felt padded out. So for that reason, I am going to give it 1 silver gangster hat.
At a John angle.
One silver Mickey Potatoes gangster hat.
I thought it was very repetitive, so I was going to give it 4 bronze corn dogs.
I didn't like it. I had such high hopes with the title as well. But yeah, 1 shitty bulletproof vest underneath the shirt.
Could say 1 rookie cop.
1 rookie cop whose hat has fallen off.
Straight to DVD, rookie cop.
Right, so I just found them all really boring people as well.
This is a boring place for boring people.
Yes, very much so. So Jordan Grady was played by, the main character was played by Kellie Martin, most famous for her 2-year stint on ER, and she was a child actor in Life Goes On between 1990 and 1993.
Okay.
So that's not very well known. But
no, I don't
most
remember in
known
ER
first.
either, but...
No, I don't either. she's not a very interesting person. I found a list of 10 things you don't know about Kelly.
Oh, these are going to be great.
It's one of them, like, she fucking loves rice.
One of them was she's very private.
And
Did
that's
you know that
why
she's married? She's married.
She enjoys fowls.
And then one of the 10 things was that she's a doppelganger for Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's not an That's just not incorrect. That's just incorrect, and that's not a fact about a person. That was really annoying.
No. This is a doppelganger of Sarah Michelle Gellar if I've got cataracts and someone smeared Vaseline in my eyes.
So, speaking of Sarah Michelle Gellar, but Matt Swift, who is played by Ethan Erickson, again is, in air quotes, most known for his role in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That is Sarah Michelle Gellar, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if it's the TV series, not the film.
The TV series, yeah.
Who was he in that? Do we know?
Percy West.
Oh! No!
I don't remember Percy.
I think it's later on. They get like another guy in because Giles. If that's Percy, if that's him, well done him.
So it was a part he acquired with the help of his gymnastics background, as a director asked him to do a backflip as his audition.
All right, I've seen videos like that, yeah.
And he was also, in 2009, part of Britney Spears' music video for the song Radar, which is a song I don't remember, and I love Britney. Radar.
Boo!
it's just Ethan Erickson doing backflips.
Boo! Just shuffling. Boo! Fucking hell. After the fifth one, he just lands on his neck.
Elaine, the mum, was played by... So this is Jordan's mum.
Can I ask the question? I assume that you're going to make this a running thing now. What's the mum age difference?
Quite a big difference.
Oh, okay. Is it a legit difference?
It was about 20 years difference. So she was about...
You sound disappointed.
I know, I like it when they're a year older. 2 days older. So she was most famous again for Jaws 3D, which is Jaws 3.
Yeah, no one's famous for Jaws 3D.
No, which received overwhelmingly bad reviews. She was... I love this. She was nicknamed Precious Poodle.
By who?
By Mary Kay Place, who I don't know, but which is while filming the popular TV series My So-Called Life in 1994. Apparently that nickname stuck, so her nickname is Precious Poodle, which isn't really a nickname because it's longer than anyone's name.
Bess Armstrong, Precious Poodle. It's a syllable longer.
It's annoying. And this is an interesting fact. So she became, in 1945, which gives an indication of how old she is, she was the first Jewish woman to win a pageant of Miss America.
Oh, lovely stuff. Well done, Bess.
The director was Kevin Connor, who was British born, but he's made a number of made-for-TV movies, including Do I Say I Do?
Are they all question-based? Riddle me Ree.
The Cookie Mobster.
That sounds fun.
And
it's a play on word. I've just got it.
And a series of films, all starting with McBride, a bit like that other series of films. I did there's only 3 of this one, which is a bit less overwhelming.
The trilogy.
So McBride, it's Murder Madam.
McBride, what is this? It's Murder Madam.
It's Murder Madam. McBride, Murder Past Midnight, and McBride, the Chameleon Murder.
I want to watch them.
Yeah, we'll do all them as a trilogy at some point.
Murder Madam. I like that.
Madam, it's tomato soup. I hope McBride is just a very disgruntled butler. McBride!
And then I found a film, a full film, not just a made-for-TV film that he directed in 1976 called At the Earth's Core. And I just do you recognize it?
That sounds familiar.
So the synopsis is a Victorian-era scientist and his assistant take a test run in their iron mold drilling machine and end up in a strange underground labyrinth ruled by a species of giant telepathic bird and full of prehistoric monsters and cavemen.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure I've seen that.
I think it comes up in What the Dub. I think it's one of it's that
Possibly,
style
yeah.
of
Oh,
film.
it is a low budget sci-fi film, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I went through a phase of watching all those like Journey to the Centre of the Earth, At the Earth's Core, Land Before Time, not Land Before Time, 1 million years BC, stuff like that, yeah. Because
Funny. And then because everyone was so boring, I decided to just have a look at into the trope of accidentally getting married in Vegas and how true it was. Does anyone want? Oh god.
I was going to say, radar enthusiast Britney Spears did it.
True.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
So Vegas has an average of 10,000 marriages per month, which I thought was quite impressive. But then I was like, I don't know what other cities, but yeah, that's 300 marriages per day.
And how many of those are like drunk?
Done by Elvis, yeah.
It's pretty much illegal to get drunk married in Vegas. So so I watched a video of a woman who worked in one, and they'll just lose their license immediately. Like if anyone sues them, which I'm sure Americans would do.
Yeah.
So yeah, they absolutely zero tolerance. What you can do in Vegas, which is different to most cities, is you pretty much get a license to get married and get married within an hour. Like
right. So
it's different to like most other places where it takes quite a lengthy process.
So Triple H could never have married Stephanie McMahon because she was asleep because he drugged her in wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my whole world's tumbling around.
I know.
It is now, yeah.
So yeah, it's actually illegal, and chapels etc. will lose their license. And many of the places have a breathalyzer on staff before you go in.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all them people who are like when you're trying to get past the bouncers when you're absolutely leathered and like, no, I am sober.
I am sober. Yeah. So, where are your trousers? So.
So I think people try and do
My
it.
butler has them. He's just doing a murder.
People do try and do it a lot because it's such a like prevalent
cliche.
People
Yeah.
think you can, but yeah, they pretty much. And actually, a lot of the chapels and stuff are pretty booked up, so it's only the sort of like.
There's a drive-through one.
There's a drive-through one, but yeah.
Which is horrific.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to get all your party in that car?
Might be a clown car.
Yeah. You're getting married in Vegas, most certainly is.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Don't Tell the Bride?
Oh,
Where him and his best mate
even
fucked
take
off to
us-
Vegas and spunked all the money. And then was like, you have to pay for your own.
Sister.
Oh, that was good.
She was like, I'm not going. I'm pretty sure the producers were like, love you going.
You have to. I don't want to marry him anymore because he's such a.
Nah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. That's it. That's my facts.
Right, reviews were brutal because most of them were calling her old and not being very nice about her. And I thought, we've spoken about this before, and it's not nice to just read loads and loads of reviews about it. So
I don't want to insult her face. It's not her fault. No.
It's not her fault. She doesn't look that bad. I mean, compared to...
She looks a bit like Sarah Michelle Gellar, would say.
If I squint and I'm drunk, yeah.
Puffy the Vampire Slayer.
So I've got one review, middle of the road, 5 out of 10, from Jack BV123. He has titled it Dumb and Dumber.
Again, no lies detected.
I respected Kellie Martin until I watched this movie. How stupid can she be?
Does he think it's real?
She has so many options. And if she can't think of them, her fiancé must be a pretty dumb lawyer because he should be giving her options. I assume with regards to the annulment and stuff.
But why is he calling her Kellie Martin and not Jordan?
Because it's Kellie Martin.
Oh, at this man. Oh, BV123.
Yes, it's a comedy, hence all the stupidity. So, get past that. Trouble is, I don't like comedy based on pure stupidity. I little past halfway, it gets cute. Kellie Martin shines at times. Corn dog! And the chemistry develops.
Wait, did he write corn dog?
Yeah.
All right.
With an exclamation mark.
Lovely.
And the chemistry develops. There's still some little silly things. Silly isn't the same as stupid. The end.
Fair enough to him. Like, I can't fault him. Like the
But
first
that was
half
the
of this
only
film
one
is a
that
write-off.
didn't poke fun at her face or her age or something.
I don't think
so-
she's unattractive.
No.
I think
reviews are
what?
brutal.
When was she born?
She was 36 at the time of it was filmed.
Of course,
Okay,
Katie
I'd say she looked.
knows everyone's age.
Yeah, that's Katie's gift. You know, like a speak your weight machine. So that's not that. I mean, I'd say she looked a bit older than 36. But
All of them on IMDb were just brutal.
fuck those people. It's not a terrible film. I wouldn't ever watch it again. But
No.
it's not that bad.
Well, Jew Welsh hasn't watched it either, so from Arkansas.
What?
Our regular reviewer. He hasn't
He
watched
signs his
it.
name.
Oh,
He signed
oh,
his name.
oh, right. Oh, just go through his. We'll pick one off his list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do his name. Right. That was, in conclusion, that was 2012's I Married Who? I don't know. Favourite lines from film, if there is any?
So mine was, I made an innocent, if severe, accident. I had an innocent, if severe, accident. Yeah, that was mine. Oh, and Matt Swift later says, it takes two to marry.
Oh,
If the ring doesn't fit.
Then you must acquit. Goodbye, everyone.